You know what else is a travesty? The traffic to get here. It took me fucking forever to get here. There's
Scottsdale Road's jammed up.
Insane.
Like you coming back from Cabo.
Got the guest in here. So what's the traffic like in tech? All right, folks, coming to the stage. This is not live right now, but it actually will be. Is a prominent figure in the gaming community in my eyes, just because of their personality. And, you know, what caught my eye about this specific guest that we're going to keep dragging out this intro for, finally have them on, is just their ability to capture the audience's attention by just being funny while they're gaming, like, you know, and just talking smack and, you know, really being kind of that energetic. I'm kind of bad at explaining this kind of shit, but just an overall really entertaining personality. An entertainer, if you will. Optic Daltoosh, what's up, brother? Good to have you. I gotta apologize, dude. This is like 5 months in the making. Our entire company was shut down, and we had not excuses, guys, but we had a bunch of shit going on. So I'm glad you're here, bro. Thanks for doing this.
Well, I'm happy to be here. What an introduction. Thank you very much for having me. The cool thing about my job is that it's pretty fake, so I can kind of come on whenever. So the delays were no issue to me. So don't give yourself too much flack.
Yeah, we're kind of in the same boat too. We can just do whatever we want, really. Like people,
it's sick.
Yeah, what's your schedule like? Well, there is none. So
exactly.
That is a good part of it. Dude, you're in Austin, Texas, right?
That's right. Traffic, as you mentioned earlier, it's getting worse, I'd say, but it's nothing too bad. Again, like I'm a fake worker, so I don't have to deal with the 5 o'clock and like 8 o'clock a.m. traffic. So it doesn't really affect me too much, and it's pretty easy to avoid. But you had some in Scottsdale, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's just never-ending construction. I don't think it's ever going to end because, like, the desert is still mostly desert, and they're still building this thing up. So, but, yeah, it's getting pretty bad for the 8 minutes that I have to sacrifice out of my day to get up here to the studio. But, dude, like, I wanted to ask you about Austin. I've never been. I've heard 2 things. It's really fun, and the homeless people are out of control. Can you speak on that in terms of living in Austin, Texas? What is it like down there?
I'd say it's great. I don't have too many qualms with Austin. People like to shit on it, like in TikTok comments. Like people that live here, they like to shit on it. For some, I'll scroll. People are like, should I move to Austin or NYC? And everyone's like, don't fucking come to Austin. It sucks. They suck as people. Like Austin's great. It rips. It has awesome food, a lot of music, some traffic, homeless people. I don't encounter them too much. I'm not really going out and about like that. So the homeless problem, I think it's just blown out of proportion. Austin rips. I'd give it like an 8.2 out of 10. The only qualms I have with it is the lack of good public golf. Everything is private and it's pretty small for how many people are here and how many golfers are here. Like everyone that moved here is like a dude in tech age 20 to 33. So they fucking golf. So golf is the only issue for me. And other than that, it's pretty chill. I fuck with Austin.
Optic, it's Swish over here. By the way, thanks for coming on, brother. Really appreciate it. Austin, Texas. Now, many moons ago, I spent some time in San Antonio, a.k.a. Man Antonio. And that town, frankly, you know, besides the military bases and decent Mexican food, it's a glorified shithole. That Riverwalk, I hated it. So anytime I could slide up to Austin, which was about an hour away, I would do it. So I wanted to ask you, they took away Rainy Street, which is tough. But I do believe they still have that West 5th or 6th Street for
6th. Shithole.
Yes, but decent live tunes over there.
Absolutely. Plenty of stuff to do in a past life. I'm pushing 30. Like if you're above 27 frequenting 6th, you have issues. That place is scary. It's spooky. It's dirty. It's grimy. But again, I get it. There's a lot of people that go there on nights out when they come in town. So like 6th Street has its charm.
Right.
It's kind of a blackout vibe.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you aged out of there? Because for us, like Old Town, I compare 6th Street to Old Town here in Scottsdale. Once you hit 30, you got to hang up your key and just say, you know what? My jersey's going to the rafters. I am done playing here. It's been a hell of a run, but my liver and just overall better. I just don't want to be look like a loser. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the 35-year-old at some of these bars. So is that where you're at, like you said, with West 6?
Well, yeah, I think I retired West 6 a few years ago. I mean, I only have been, I think, 5 times, and I've been in Austin for about 5 years. And those 5 times were pretty sequential early on. Like I went kind of frequently.
Right.
I don't even drink anymore. I'm completely sober now. So that's new. So we're definitely not touching 6th Street. That'd be just psycho going there sober on purpose. So I'm not doing that.
Yeah, old towns like that here. That's like when I started ending up in sketchy hookah lounges and like waking up at Best Western, sitting directly up in someone else's room, like that Milwaukee story.
Yeah.
Bunch of very nice ladies from Milwaukee that actually didn't rob me. I was very surprised.
That's good.
That was like my wake up call in Old Town, where it's just a place I can't go. But isn't the only reason why I would go to 6th Street is because I really want to go see fucking Kill Tony. Isn't the Mothership on 6th Street?
Mothership is on 6th Street, and that was 2 of the 5. I have been to Mothership twice. Awesome spot. Obviously, a lot of talent flowing through there. I have been to Kill Tony. Not as funny as I wanted. I was sober at the time too, so like I think comedy shows and alcohol really mix well together, because the drunker you get, the more you laugh and the more fun you're having. In a lot of different cases as well, that alcohol does that. Sober comedy show, I laughed out loud like 3 times. So I was underwhelmed. Obviously a great show, and I have just a heightened sense of humor. I'm just really funny like that. So I did.
Are you so you say you're sober, and congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Putting down the bottle. So is that truly sober? Is that California sober? Is that, Austin, Texas sober? You can still do mushrooms and smoke dope. But are you fully playing a clean game?
Fully playing a clean game.
Wow.
Is Austin sober? Like a real, have we like put a stamp on that? That's like mushrooms are good to go. And I'm not going to do it, but
I just made that up 17 seconds ago.
I like that. And it sounds accurate. You can run with it and you could take it from here. But yeah, I'm full sober, clean game. We went to rehab, did the full program, everything, like fully sober. And it's going well. It was hard at first, obviously. There was a lot of changes and shit. We've made a lot of progress, and I'm got 7 months right now. I haven't had a drink in like a year and 2 months. So we're on the right path. Feeling good.
Fuck yeah, dude. We were just talking about last episode. I was asking Swish because I went on a sneaky 8-month bender, and that was kind of like my last hoorah between I realized like there's something really bad going on here.
That's when I followed you, I think, and I was loving it.
Yeah. During the bender?
Yeah, you were going nuts.
Yeah, and I was making a lot of horrendous decisions, but I toned it back, and we were talking about how I kind of had to look in the mirror, and luckily I snapped out of it. But not always a bad thing. Like obviously there's certain things that aren't as fun anymore, and not that it should be considered a bad thing at all. But I'm kind of with you on this anti-addiction podcast now that we are, and just like sometimes you gotta take a step back and see the ball clearer. Like I don't know if I can go. I probably could go full sobes, but right now I think I would fall under that like California sober with the weed. But anyways, dude, I wanted to fucking ask you about. Are you familiar with RuneScape?
Yeah, not too much, but certainly like familiar.
So like growing up when I was playing RuneScape, I was constantly berated by a specific member of my family saying you're a loser, go outside, you don't talk to any girls, you have no friends. And I don't want to toot my own horn on this podcast, but at one point I was ranked 108th in the world in Bounty Hunter, which I don't want to get the ladies too excited, but it's a little bit of a big deal in RuneScape. And I was just told to like get the fuck off the computer my whole life. And looking back on it, when you started realizing, wow, I'm fucking really good at this shit, was there any pushback from people around you? Like you shouldn't pursue anything in professional gaming? Like what was that like for you?
No, there was nothing as like a kid. I had a pretty good balance as a child of like being sporty, going outside. I was very athletic. So like gaming was kind of just secondary to sports, honestly, in my life. But when I started streaming, I was 22 in college at the time. So there wasn't really any pushback necessary. Not like my mom knew I was even doing it at the amount I was doing it. And shortly after I started streaming, about a year later, I was getting a lot of new followers, and the viewership was steadily climbing on Apex because I was kill grinding. I eventually got to #1 kills in the world overall. And so a lot of people were starting to tune in, and my shit was doubling, tripling like each day. And I was like, oh my God, this is real. This is happening. So I had a phone call with my mom after I went to a guidance counselor. Is that what they're called in college? Those shitty meetings when you got to go to a guidance counselor and they tell you suck and you're fucking.
Yeah, I had a mandatory one because I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm obviously not contributing. I fucking hated school. I was just smoking a lot of weed and doing nothing as one does. And then after a guidance counselor meeting, I was like, I cannot stand this, dude. Like school's not for me. And this is like my one opportunity to kind of like do this. So I called my mom in a parking lot. In my car, I was like, hey, listen, this is like, I think I have one chance to do this. And I need to give everything I have into it right now. And she kind of thought about it for maybe 20, 30 seconds. She said, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I think this is it. And I'm going to drop out and go for it. And she was really supportive. So shout out mom. She didn't really push back at all. She's the GOAT.
Fuck yeah, dude. How did you decide you wanted to stream though? Like coming up in the game, I would have never thought of that. Maybe because my RuneScape career was kind of like 8th, 9th grade, and I just didn't have the wherewithal to realize, like, wait a second, I could be entertaining and do this. Like, when did you start actually being like, yo, I'm gonna cast this to the world?
So early Fortnite, like peak gaming, early Fortnite when it just came out, and like getting a win was significantly better than anything else on the planet. Like being top 5, your fucking hands are shaking, you're sweating all over your body, you're getting Vic Roys. That's when I've always been a good gamer in terms of like the general population. I'm pretty much on the top of the realm when it comes to talent. So I was getting a lot of wins in Fortnite. My buddies were like, you should just start streaming it. So I did. I streamed to fucking no one for like a year, like 5 people, and 2 of them were my roommates. So I did that for about a year, and then Apex came out. And that's when things started rolling. But yeah, my boys in college pressured me to stream, so shout out to them.
Shout out to the boys, man. Real one time.
Yeah, one time.
I wanted to ask you, like, to get to number 1 for kills in the world. I mean, we're talking about Wilt Chamberlain like numbers here. So it's a 2-part question. How many hours a day are you streaming and playing this game? And 2, what is the regimen in terms of to keep the hands from not developing early onset carpal tunnel? Are you cold tubbing? Do you have a cold tub for your hands? Do you have a Thai masseuse on speed dial? Take me through just everything with your routine and how many hours a day you're putting into your craft.
So the first part of the question, yeah, that grind to getting to number 1, because you don't just get to number 1. Like the leaderboards dropped and I was like 280th and I didn't even like know. And I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. Like that's kind of high for just like playing and not knowing. So then I decided to go for number 1, and that was probably like, I'm not kidding, 13 to 18 hours a day, like sometimes 22, sometimes like it was never below 13 ever.
Oh my God.
And like your schedule obviously rotates to where like you're waking up at 10 a.m. one day and then you stay up till 3 and then you wake up at 1 p.m. the next day and stay up till 7 a.m. It was fucking disgusting. Like I'm gaming 16 hours a day on average for like 3 months to get to number 1. It was vile and it was gross and it sucked. So yeah.
Were there any like PEDs involved, like Adderall or anything like that to keep you dialed?
I did take Adderall like once, but it was like I had already done a shitload of Adderall in college and I was kind of past the point where it was fun and it was just making me sad. I believe me, I had been doing that. I was snorting Adderall to do laundry as like a freshman in college. Like it's fucking ridiculous. So no, there weren't really too many PEDs besides caffeine. Like I didn't really need it because I was so motivated to just fucking get that number 1 spot.
To get there, yeah, that it is a thing. Like not to bring back my RuneScape career and talk about that this entire episode, but when they dropped those leaderboards in Bounty Hunter, that was a new thing. And same kind of situation, it popped up, and I was like, holy fuck! Like I might actually be nasty at this game right now. And at the time, I was just such an absolute loser. So it went hand in hand, and I decided to try to, crack the top 100. I don't think I did, though. But, like, what about for the eyes, man? Like, staring at the screen, that, like, are you throwing cucumbers on your eyes in the off time? Like, what, anything like that? Or are you just kind of naturally built for this shit?
I would say, like, there was definitely some negative consequences to my body, like certainly, because you're not eating too much. I would get off stream, my eyes are fucking bloodshot, like I look like a heroin fucking addict, like I look awful, like you look awful, you feel awful. It's bad. There is certainly nothing good about that physically for your body at all, but again, it was just like kind of something that I knew I had to put my head down and just suck it up. But yeah, no cucumbers. Yeah. Eyes would just be melted most of the time,
especially when it comes to like eating. Like I had a heavy addiction to Chex Mix for a while. I was eating only processed foods. Like I was fucking disgusting too. Like my body was horrendous. So I hear that on that front. I guess like my neck, like just segueing from your start into personally, what about with these gaming organizations? I mean, it feels like they popped up and they were so strong, and like even with the tournaments that go on, and I mean, there's arenas that are selling out, and these kids, and gaming is all over the world. So it's like it appeals to so many people. Was there any pressure to perform when you got in these tournaments, or you signed to these teams? Was it like, it's almost like being a pro athlete? Like, dude, there's always someone fighting for your fucking controller. There's someone fighting for your keyboard.
Yeah, you're tapped in. I like that. That's a good question. So I never really leaned too heavily into competitive. Like I had the skill set for it, certainly when it comes to Apex, but I kind of pivoted and did my own thing. Early competitive Apex wasn't too lucrative in terms of like prize pool winnings and stuff like that. So what I did was I would start doing watch parties, and this is where I kind of like identified myself in the Apex scene as like the watch party guy. So I'd put a suit and tie on, I put sunglasses on, I get a 12-pack, and I just get hammered in a suit and tie, and I'd color commentate the tournaments, and people would tune into me for that. So that blew up pretty quick, and I became known for that. I don't do it anymore because the passion's not there for the game anymore. But at a certain point, I think the most viewers ever had on that was like 30K for a big tournament.
Wow.
And I'd get like around 20K for each one. It was sick. But that's the route I took, is more of the content space. So I didn't really have too many like issues of like I have to perform. All I had to do was show up and be funny or be myself. So that was lucky there.
So is it similar to, like, we had Craig McMorris on, who's a snowboarder, and he was talking about how you could be on the competitive side of things or on the kind of the media side, where it's like, you know, you're the content snowboarder or you're the actual competition snowboarder. Mm-hmm. Is gaming like that, where there's the competition side where you'll pop up and you'll play a tournament at Mall of America in Minnesota, and on the other side of it, is it, you know, something like you do with just streaming and just kind of hanging out with people in a chat and a stream, or is there some crossover in there?
Yeah, there certainly is. Most professional players will also stream as well, just for content purposes, but it's way more cutthroat on the professional side. Like Call of Duty competitive it's fucking serious. There's trades, there's drama, there's like, there's SWAT. Yeah, dude, if you start getting into the comp COD scene, dude, there's buyouts, there's fucking 7-figure contracts. It's insane. Like it's nuts. The comp COD scene is very serious. But on my side, yeah, there is the content space, which I like to float in, and a lot of people float in. And then there's that 1% of people that are actually getting paid to perform, and if they don't perform, they're fucking out and they get dropped.
So you could just be like cut. Like you could be like, all right, you're on the practice squad or you're sent down.
Yeah, absolutely. You get sent down to challengers, and you have to qual back up from challengers. And some team has to pick you up once someone else on the team fucks up. Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, imagine you get cut and like they just signed some 7-year-old from Taiwan who's nasty. And it's like, dude, I don't know what to do now. Like, imagine getting traded. What happens if you get traded in Call of Duty? You just got to change your headset. Like, how does that work?
Yeah, like what is
what changes? Like, you got to get a new jersey.
I guess you get a new jersey. You're certainly playing with 3 other people, so you're just changing. I mean, not much changes in terms of like gameplay and stuff like that, but you have to learn like how to play with your teammates. I don't think you really have to move. It's obviously a remote job, so you don't have to move or anything for the most part, unless if you're on like a multi-year deal. But most of the contracts are like, I think like 1-2 years, maybe at most. But yeah, it's serious over there on the comp COD side. Like it's nuts.
That is fucking like fascinating to me that you can get traded in Call of Duty. Like,
yeah,
and then you're right. It's like a regular sports team though. You got to have chemistry like with the boys, you know?
Like I can't imagine like you're balling it up in Dallas. You have one bad season and they send you packing to Amarillo. Like you're going down.
And you're still in your studio apartment with fucking Cheez-Its everywhere. But it's like, at the same time, it's a whole new, there better be a damn fit, right? It's like getting traded to a team where, you know, maybe they don't need you as much or they got prospects. How does that work? Like, do these teams like have prospects in the system that they're looking at? Like,
yeah. So Optic was struggling. Optic, the org I'm on, is a very heavy Call of Duty based organization. So I don't really like fit in, but I'm here, so fuck it. So we had a really bad start to last season. We're coming off a Call of Duty World Championship. So we won the cup 2 years ago. We start off like 0-17. We didn't win a fucking map. They were getting clowned on Twitter. Went through 2 kids, like picked up one kid, dropped him, picked up another kid, dropped him. And then apparently some kid got scouted out from the Challengers circuit, I believe it's called, which is like the lower feisty little fucking everyone's fighting for a spot on the big time big boy roster. Someone scouted out this kid named Mercules. I think he's like 17, the essence of a gamer physically, like the perfect little fucking gamer, skinny, doesn't speak. And he is a phenom, and he single-handedly turned the fucking org around and they won another cup. So we're back-to-back champions. And he's fucking insane. So yeah, they did scout someone from the Challengers bracket or like some lower bracket and find him, and he's the second coming of Christ.
Dude, that's so fucking cool to me, though. So he's kind of built like Elias Pettersson, so to speak. I was calling him an e-gamer build, but yeah, that is so cool. What about like a guy? You mentioned that deals are usually 1 to 2 years. What about a guy like Scump? Do you see a generational guy like that? I'm like, we gotta lock this motherfucker up for 8 years or something like that, or is he in a different category? Like, how does that work?
Well, Scump retired from competitive, I think 3 years ago. Maybe
I remember that. Yeah, I was
yeah,
just into it then.
and it's a big deal. I mean, he's not the most winningest of all time, but he's widely revered as like one of the GOATs, him and like Crim Six. So yeah, that was a big deal when he retired. He's still on Optic. He might be a fucking part owner. I don't know, but he blew up not only because he was one of the best Call of Duty players ever, but he also just had a giant fucking YouTube following. So he was doing the content side a lot and he gained a lot of fans, but then he also backed it up by winning so many fucking tournaments and by being one of the best players of all time. So now he's still making content. He's still crushing it on stream. He's fucking loaded. He's good. So he's just doing content and hanging out now.
Is there like one certain country outside the US that has elite level gamers? Is it, kids from China, or is it a European country?
I think Korea and like Dota, League of Legends, like those games. First of all, they're nuts and I have no idea like how to even play them. Not my thing. But yeah, those people are loaded. I think there's like 52 Dota players that have like 1 million plus career earnings, and like on Apex there's one. So if that gives you any perspective on how big it is over there, like they're fucking A-list celebs over there.
Yeah.
Like by no small margin are they like just gamers. No, they're fucking real life celebrities that like get mobbed when they walk out of their apartment.
You're getting pussy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to assume yes.
Yeah.
That has got to be so fucking cool, man. What do you think, like, for a kid growing up, and obviously these days everyone wants to be a YouTuber and all that, what are the odds of making it in pro gaming? Like, it's got to be harder in like the NFL, in my opinion. More people are playing. It's got to be way harder, I think.
Yeah, I've had the question before of like, how do I get better? There is an aspect to gaming where it's like you either got it or you don't, kind of like athletics. Like it's pretty similar. Obviously, if I practice 12 hours a day gaming, I will get better. If I played football for 12 hours a day, I'm not going to turn into DK Metcalf. That's just not going to happen. I'm not going to turn into those genetics. So there is a bit of buffer room where you can kind of make up what you lack with hard work. But at the end of the day, like you're kind of born being good at games. Because like I have friends that like hop on a controller and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I've never had that issue. So there is a differential there. But I mean, yeah, it's certainly hard to become the 0.001% that's getting paid to play like high level games. I don't think it's any harder or easier than like professional sports. I think it's right on par with all of them.
Yeah, that's kind of like you can train as much as you want. You're never going to skate like McDavid. Like
Yeah,
ever.
Right. Yeah.
But how much comes down to the individual and having good teammates around you? You know what I mean? Good hockey teams, good football teams. Obviously, you have the pieces in place of a championship team. In gaming, is it like, do you ever play with a guy and be like, dude, this guy, like, I just can't play with him. Our chemistry's off. He's selfish. He never has my back out there. Fuck this guy. Like, get him off our team.
Yeah, 100%. It happens all the time in COD. Like, you're going to be able to, if you're individually talented enough, like, you're going to be able to stand out at some point, and you will get, like, you're not going to get locked into an 8-year contract. Like, you can just be like, fuck this, I quit, and then just be a free agent for a little bit, and you will get picked up if you're good enough. So, yeah, teammates in team games are huge, and there is chem and all of it. All of it matters. It's just like sports. But yeah, you can stand out. You can stand out for sure, like, and grind your way back into a team.
So if the boys are 0-17, what is the typical regimen? Or maybe in Optic's eyes, what do you got to do to turn that ship around? Is it just strictly cutting kids and picking up new kids? Do all the boys go out, maybe get shit-faced at an Applebee's and be like, reset, and maybe you play guilty the next day? Like, what is the protocol for turning something like that around? Because that's got to be so frustrating to come out 0-17. There could be a lot of issues moving forward with the whole organization and everything like that. Like, how do you turn that thing around? Like,
yeah, they were getting clowned. They were getting clowned heavy. Like, it was like fully despair. Every Optic fan was like, oh my God, like, this is hell. We've never seen anything like this. Is like it was like, I don't know if you follow college football. You remember FSU last year?
Yep.
Yeah. 2-10. and we were projected to be like ACC champs. I'm a Florida State fan, so it was kind of like that. The solution that Optic had was pick up that young kid, drop the other kid, pick up that kid, and he just provided some juice. And you got to keep in mind, these guys are scrimming every day for like 3 hours a day. They're doing film, like they're watching fucking film on other teams. Yeah, there's film breakdowns, there's strategy, there's fucking, like they're putting in, I don't know, 6-7 hours a day on strictly comp and learning comp. Sometimes things aren't flowing and you just need to pick up a new guy to inject some juice in the team. And that's exactly what happened. Luckily, it worked out.
Yeah, fuck, dude. As soon as I said that question, I was like, fuck, you just told me they signed that prodigy. That's crazy, man, that there's film. I did not know that at all. I mean, it makes sense. Like,
you gotta be a student of the game.
You gotta fucking put the work in.
Yeah, you gotta study tendencies, different things. I mean, that's all.
It's also hard for the player too, because if you're a rookie, you come in, you tear it up. Now there's film on your ass, and now other people are going to be looking like, hey, he likes to do this. You got to be unpredictable. You got to be like a boxer.
Yeah, he always just camps out in this one spot on the map. We're gonna go knife him over here.
He loves this side. We got to push him to the other side of the map.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's all about getting into. It's like getting dirt on like what they do and what they tend to do and how they like to operate as a team, and like using that to your advantage in a game. It's fucking crazy.
Is there, like, speaking of dirt, say you know something about an opposing player, is there a way to like chirp while you're playing? Like, is there notorious assholes that you play against?
Hell
like,
yeah.
all right, dude, fuck this guy. Like, he crossed the line. He was talking about my ex-girlfriend or something like that.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of COD. Like the COD scene has a lot of drama. Apex pros are fucking soft as shit. The Apex scene sucks in terms of talking shit to each other. Like the whole community sucks. But COD, you guys have played COD before. Everyone's played COD. You know what the game chat is like. You know what it was like. COD's been scrappy. It's been dirty on the vocals. Like everyone knows what to expect from COD. So at like a LAN setup, there's 4 guys here, and then there's 4 guys here, and they're facing each other with monitors in between. So after like a search and destroy round, they'll stand up and be like, "Fuck you, pussy," and they'll point at him. They'll flick him off with like 20,000 people around. It's fucking lit. And there's obviously a lot of Twitter drama as well with like the ex-girlfriend situation that you mentioned. There were girlfriends fighting on the timeline for a while. I remember that. Like it's legit. It's funny because it's video games. When you zoom out, you're like, wow, this is interesting. But yeah, they get into it for sure.
Has it ever come to blows? Like you put down the controller and you're like, all right, man, like let's just square up here.
No, unfortunately, it does boil down to they are all gamers. So when it comes to face, like no one's really throwing the punch. There probably has been, but it's not happening often. Like no one's actually putting their money where their mouth is and throwing a punch. They'll bow up a little bit, but they're all goobers at the end of the day. They're professional fucking gamers, so they're not that sick.
How funny would it be if you had some gamer got caught juicing and he was just
that would be nails.
Like he was just pumped up with testosterone.
Well, there is juice. There's Adderall. There's like Adderall regulation and shit like that. Like you have to make sure your prescription has to get approved by the league because people were abusing the fuck out of Adderall back in the day. Obviously, like it's nuts.
You can't play on dust, obviously, right? Like no PEDs, like Coke or anything like that.
I think they get tested. I'm almost positive they get tested, and if you have a prescription, you have to get it checked out.
Yeah, dude,
you're piss testing to play on the couch. That's
but
unreal.
how pissed would you be though if you're in these tournaments and there's a lot of money on the line, like your reputation's on the line, like you might lose your girlfriend, and the kid across from you from the Netherlands just high on coke, tearing it up. Like, I would just be like, dude, this guy's high as fuck. Like I'm seeing him doing key bumps like in between matches, like. But yeah, I remember seeing a video, and this is actually what got me to watching into the COD championships. And like you mentioned, they're all the monitors are on the table, and then they're all just right in front. And one kid stood up, like ripped his headset off, and he's like, what's good? He's like screaming in this dude's face. This got to be like 3-4 years ago. And I just like fell in love with the concept of gaming tournaments and arenas. I thought like this is absolutely incredible. And the crowd goes fucking berserk for these guys. Like they see someone get picked off and sniped, and they go crazy as if it's like a game-winning touchdown. It's really fucking cool.
You can bet on that shit, no?
Hell yeah. One of my buddies told me one time, it was like, I think Team Chicago or something like that, or some team in Illinois was like plus 400. And we were actually, we were getting into substances. This is 6 years back. And he's like, we got to take this bet. And we took it and it hit. So we were like all over it for a week. We ended up losing a ton of money because we thought we were going to ride that wave. But what a crazy industry, man. Like, what about getting back to, I can't stop thinking about how dudes can get traded. Like that's crazy.
That's hilarious.
You get that text, you're just like, dude, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're sponsored by Sony. You got to trade in that Samsung, dude. Like,
yeah,
you know, your TV's got to go.
You're a Pixel guy now.
Yeah,
like you are an 18.
You're a Vizio guy. You got sent down.
Yeah.
There's roster swaps like every year. Like after every comp season, there's, I don't know, maybe 10 to 12 people minimum getting swapped around on teams. Like no teams really stick together as a four ball for a long time. That's kind of not the way things go.
Yeah, the drug testing too it makes total sense on why you have to drug test. What about for you? Like you're a controller guy, right? Like what do you get chirped for being a controller guy? Is there a lot of flack for sticking to the old school way of doing things, if you will? Like what is that like in a kind of keyboard and mouse world?
I certainly would get chirped like in chat over the years. Like years ago, it was a big. Once controller players started swapping from console to PC on Apex, there was a lot of pushback on that. People were saying controllers overpowered, but like any fucking nerd that comes in my chat and it's like you play on controller, like you suck. It's like, dude, your life is so sad. Like, what are you fucking doing? Like, get out. Like, it doesn't really stick, but yeah, certainly people were bitching about it for a couple years once we all swapped over from console.
Yeah, and you must have to have a thick skin being a pro gamer. I mean, it is constant chirping online. It's constant trolls. It's like in the NFL, the NBA, if LeBron walks off the court and someone says like, LeBron, you suck. It's like a big news story. You guys are constantly reading that. Like, what's that like from the game?
It's fucking bad for your head. It's just not, you're not like when I'm not nearly as big as I used to be, but when I used to have like 10,000 people in my chat every single day, your brain isn't wired to have that much dopamine and read that many messages for 12 hours straight while playing like a high fast-paced game, dude. Like it fucks with your head, not like in a bad way all the time, because there's way more positive than there is bad, but just like in a stimulation way. You get off and you feel like a fucking vegetable, dude. You feel awful. And yeah, people say some shit that's annoying, and I like to, I used to lean in pretty heavily into negative instead of positive. We're working on that. But it's fun because I could talk shit too. So if you are going to take the time out of your day to watch me and then talk shit, you just opened up a can of worms, pal. Because I'm already winning because you're watching me play video games.
Yep.
So go fuck yourself. Like you can't tell me shit. You're watching me play video games right now, dude. Fuck you. So I'd say that to chat, but then that affects like 90 the other thousands of people in chat are like, oh, I'm fucking watching them play video games right now too. I'm a loser. Yeah, I'd be a psycho with the people that would come in with negative shit for sure.
Yeah, like when we had our our whole company shut down and the merch was backed up in the chat, like there'd be dudes in the chat like, dude, where's my hat? I ordered in July, and we're just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like our whole business got shut down. Like stop fucking asking. And then you're kind of like chirping the people who are supporting you at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a fine line of what you can and can't do regardless of your mood.
Yeah, I mean that's just it. But I wanted to ask you, bro, like how many in your heyday of you speak about with some of those streams where you're doing 13, 16, 17, 18 hours on end, like how many consecutive meals did you eat via DoorDash or Uber Eats? Like,
that's a great question.
Is it double digits or?
Oh, I have a good answer for you. I didn't cook for 5 years. Yeah, and I wish I was lying. I'm not fucking kidding. I had
5
DoorDash,
years. 5
years straight. I ordered Uber Eats and DoorDash for 5 years. I'm not kidding. Never cooked. The only time I cooked was when I did a cooking stream.
That is insane. That is over an Olympic year.
That is so heavy metal. Like that is fucking rock star.
Yeah. During that 5 year stretch, put together your top 5 power rankings of places you ordered from. No free ads, but
Chipotle is just so go-to, so gettable every time, so consistent and reliable, and doesn't make you feel like shit. The thing is with eating on stream, like you get the itis. You know what itis is? When you get all sleepy and tired, you're after you eat. That fucks with you in game. You start to get shit on. You can't shoot straight. You can't see. You get all sleepy. So you try to keep it light. I mean, there's no telling what I was ordering back in the day. It was kind of whatever back in the day. We're on our health shit now, so it's mainly Chipotle if I do get DoorDash or something like that. But it was kind of
when you were high as shit too,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was just kind of whatever back in the day. I didn't really give a fuck what I was putting inside my body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like me in RuneScape, dude. I used to order, like I said, Chex Mix, and then separately order cookies, and then put the cookies in the Chex Mix. Like it was really like horrendous. But it's something you got to do when you're dedicated to the game like that. But that is an all-time statistic.
Yeah.
5 years. You must like. Are you a Uber Eats like reward member or DoorDash?
DoorDash, yeah. I could, if there was a way. What is it? I could maybe pull it up. So the thing, my logic behind it is that when I'm streaming, like I would get it, I was addicted to it. I was addicted to improvement and all the dopamine you get from streaming. So I'd wake up and get on immediately. So in my mind, I didn't have time to cook because I'm wasting an hour of ad revenue and an hour of gaming. And then if I want to get off and cook lunch, here's the thing. I have to end my stream with, let's say, 7,000 people. I end the stream. They go watch other people. I have to go cook, clean, eat. That's an hour. I lose an hour there, and then I have to restart my stream and get everything back up to the way it was before. So DoorDash was kind of just a strategy to keep the stream alive and keep me going while I was streaming and not have to take that break and fuck things up and fuck up the momentum. So I kind of had to do DoorDash, but not as much as I did for like dinners off stream and stuff like that. But that's
yeah. I mean, your hands are tied. Yeah, like I was gonna ask, like, how much do you think you've spent on DoorDash? Like, it's got to be 6 figures or more.
I'd say so. Yeah, I certainly would say so. I wonder if there's a way I could figure out how many I've saved.
I was just on DoorDash. I think there's a thing like you've saved this much. I was trying to look up mine too.
Where is that? I've done it before because I've tweeted it out. My rewards, maybe. No.
Dash Pass.
You never had a deal though with them, like a partnership?
I probably have back in the day. I've had a pretty fair amount of sponsors where I've done just like brief sponsors though, like maybe a month or something like that. But I've had a pretty hefty amount. I've saved $10K in DoorDash fees.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that is impressive. I don't know.
That's like a Honda Fit 2016.
But you're right, though. You kind of have to do that. Like, you can't, like, you got to there's so much competition. You got to get off stream and then get back on. It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Like, for a long time, it was wake up, get on, and stream until like I'm cross-eyed and then get off and order DoorDash and then do it again for 7 days a week, 3 years straight.
So how many steps a day were you getting? Like under a 500? Like
fucking none.
Zero.
Fucking zero. I would get up to pee for years. It was COVID too. Like I was blowing up during COVID, bro. So like I didn't have anything to do. Like I didn't give a fuck either. I was raking in money. I was making way more than I should have. And I was loving the game. I was loving my job and it was fun to me. So like, why the fuck would I move? I'm crushing. Like I would just order DoorDash and piss and shit and in game. And that's it. That's all I would do for years.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. At that point, it's like, why even consider a workout? I might, talk to my general practitioner and can we maybe get a catheter hooked up here so I don't actually have to go piss? I don't have to waste those 38 seconds.
Exactly. And I clearly didn't want it enough. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
So if a guy, let's say on the competitive side, if a guy, and we'll let you go in a minute here. We don't take all day. We appreciate your time, man. If a guy is slacking or something like that, would his routine ever get into question? Like, hey, bro, did you just fucking wake up and roll over and get on? Or like you got to get your shit straight? Or like how routine based is it, do you think, for a lot of these guys? Or does it all vary? Do some guys get up, they go for a jog, they play? Is that best? Is it best to just get out of bed and play? Like how much of people's regimen get questioned? Like, for example, this is a long-winded question. If a guy in hockey is a good player and he starts playing like shit for a week, he might get pulled in and be like, dude, what the fuck's going on, dude? You going like you going out? You like you having girl issues? Like, is that a thing in gaming too?
Yeah. So you got to realize we're talking about pretty much people who have tended to stay inside for the majority of their lives. And so when that happens, they're grinding whatever they're playing 12 hours a day. It's not healthy for you, and they don't go outside. They're not getting sun. Most of them are not exercising, and most of them are eating like shit and probably vaping, probably smoking weed, doing all of the things that like over time will cripple your body and your mind. So yeah, their routine doesn't get questioned too much, but they do feel like shit. They are tired. They're out of shape. But it doesn't affect really how they play. But I have had a couple people that I've seen They feel like shit. They have mental health issues because they're fucking in a cave for like a year straight. Go outside, bro. So then they start to go outside and they start to actually incorporate things into the routine, like I have myself. And who would have thought you start to feel better? Your brain starts to be like, oh, wow, son, this is good. I feel good. Now I'm going to play a little bit better. But yeah, most of these guys are fucking gremlins and they don't care.
It's almost like in the NFL, if you're a running back, you're destined to have a lot of CTE issues because you're getting smashed in the head every single play. It's almost like gaming. You're sacrificing your body in a different way to make it. It's kind of wild. Like I never really fully thought about the dedication it takes. Like
there's not much balance. You got to have balance because it will bite you eventually. But in order to get to like the point where you're considered a professional or making a good amount of money, that balance is fucking out the window. And I had no balance. Like 17 hours a day is fucking insane.
Yeah. I like, just to echo what Rob was kind of saying there, and even what you speak of is something that's sticking out to me is the longevity. Like I never thought, as a gamer that things like that, a short-term hit of, some dope, or if you're getting drunk, 3-4 times a week, and then you're just in a dark room and you do that for years on end, there's probably a reason why you might feel a little off or depressed or different things, right?
100%.
Yeah. You're only
it makes total people like all the time. People are like dealing with mental health issues in the gaming space, and it's like, dude, you haven't been outside in 10 days, bro. Like you're eating like shit. You're spending 12 hours a day inside. You're chronically online, and that's just awful for you. It just fucks with your head. The whole thing is kind of designed to fuck your head up, and that happens, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening.
That's
so people need to make some changes for sure, but
that is
who am I to say?
And you get off gaming and you're like on Reddit just hammering porn until you go to bed.
Yeah.
During my kill grind days, it was I had 2 tabs on my iPhone. One was the Apex ranked leaderboards or the Apex tracker leaderboards, and right next to it was Pornhub. So I'd game 17 hours a day. Yep. I'd check the leaderboards to see where number 2 was because we were swapping spots every day, and then I'd beat my shit. And I wake up, I'd beat my shit again, and I'd get back on the toy. Yep. And that was what I did for 3 months straight. It was filthy.
Yeah, that's catch and release, tug and go.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I wonder how tugging affects some guys. Like maybe they don't tug pre-tournament, maybe they do. I feel like I would just to relax a little bit.
Got tug, especially hotel tug for sure.
Oh yeah, you can't
not tug hotel,
Yeah.
Oh, you got to repaint the walls. Like you got to dial in.
Right.
Yeah, that's another part of it. Damn, man. Yeah, I guess those guys. Fuck. Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Creatures. It's not. I mean, if you're going to be a professional in anything, whether it's sport or gaming, I mean, you got to go to the extremes.
you got to go hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not easy. It's not some make believe storytelling. You're still a fucking pro. Like there's a lot of time that goes into that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said it. I think like pro gamers and they call it athletes and all that fucking rights you are, dude. You're putting yourself through the ringer physically. Like, it's not just, it's not just the arthritis and all that shit. It's the mental health and all that too. Like,
this isn't just a book club. We do it a couple times a week.
No,
I'm hammering porn, and I'm in between that. I'm gaming for 19 hours.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it, Mom. You wouldn't understand.
Like,
stay out of my room. I'm fucking hammering porn.
I'm hammering porn, and there's Kleenex all over the place.
Crushing.
Yeah, porn. I'm trying to be a pro. Can't you tell?
Yeah. Like I don't have a girlfriend because I'm trying to make it in this game, and the only thing that's saving me right now is Swedish porn.
Yeah. Swedish porn, eh? Fuck.
But yeah, man.
I heard is it true that the Netherlands is better in internet connection than the rest of the world? Is that true?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard too much about that. I feel like it could be. They got it going on up there. They got a lot of good going on up there, I think.
Yeah, like they're nasty. I remember the Netherlands kids were always so good at all the video games and shit, especially in my neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, do you ever have to call your Comcast provider and just bitch them out because your internet speed isn't up to par and I'm 100%. Lagging? And I
did it last week. I have Spectrum, so it's we know about Spectrum. It sucks ass. So I had them out last week. Someone cut my wire. Apparently, had some issues with that. Couldn't stream. So
I saw that.
Do you think that was like a rival of you that cut that, or is
they said it was AT&T?
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, that's fucking crazy. AT&T's cutting your wires. And they were like, yeah, they do it all the time. And I was like, I don't know if I'm buying that, pal.
That is a good strategy though. If you're a cable company, we'll go cut all their other shit, switch over to us. Our shit doesn't even get cut.
For sure.
You gotta hold down the block. It's gangster as fuck, dude. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Man, this has been fucking awesome. I mean, it really opened my eyes to how intense that industry could be. But dude, this has been great. Thank you for coming on. You're, obviously very entertaining to follow, and that was fucking, yeah, like I said, eye-opening. I think there's a lot of shit that people are gonna be kind of wide-eyed about.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a fucking blast. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bro.
No doubt, dude. We'll probably we'll drop it in the next couple days because we got to re-upload our video from our yesterday because of some technical difficulties. But all right, bro. Thanks again, dude. This has been awesome. We appreciate you, man.
My pleasure, boys. Take care. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, fella. I'm gonna go take a piss. Do you want to do that ad read, maybe?
Which company?
One you're wearing?
Oh, yeah, I'll do it, dude. That was crazy.
Sick, yeah.
That was fucking. Learned a lot of stuff, dude.
At the end of the day, everyone watches porn, right?
Yeah, dude. Everyone's hammering porn. I could have asked so many questions, like more questions about that lifestyle. But this episode is brought to you by Men's League Sweaters. Go to mensleaguesweaters.com. Use code. Fuck, what's the fucking code? Is it CHIN? Use code CHIN at mensleaguesweaters.com or email them and drop our name and you'll get a little bit of a discount. The Men's League jerseys, they're unreal, man. They're great quality. If you're bad at designing stuff, they help you out. Look at this. Look at this jersey. They spell Gucci with a Y, but like, look at the detail. Just an incredible company. Good-hearted people up in Michigan. This shit ain't being made in goddamn India. No disrespect to India, but this is a goddamn American-made, Michigan-made, supreme quality Men's League sweater, and we appreciate them as a sponsor. And that's pretty much it, man. Do we have anything else on the fucking docket today?
No, that was cool. I was cool talking to him. I was unfamiliar with his game. Appreciate you getting him on. Announcer like voice.
Yeah, he's got a voice like you. You guys should announce shit.
He's funny. He was witty. And I think that is maybe not saying every gamer, but I think he's probably he's a trailblazer in the gaming community. And a very talented man. I was impressed with his speaking ability. I really was. Maybe that's what
snap it
18 hours a day does to you for a couple years. But yeah, he was really good.
The one thing I really liked is just the honesty. Like, he just straight up said, dude, I was just crushing porn, ordering DoorDash and gaming for 17 hours. And he's like, it was unhealthy. It was disgusting. Like, I just love the honesty.
Yeah, there was, it's an in-depth look of his routine.
Yeah.
Tug, game, tug.
Yes. That's huge.
Because like you said, man, you have to be in that business when you're coming up. You have to be on screen the whole time. So you don't even have time for a girlfriend.
No.
You don't have time to even go to a rub and tug. So you have to self-release.
Yes.
So
it's a big part of gaming.
That's what I took away from it, man.
Yeah. Getting traded. That whole thing was like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like waking up and getting traded from Call of Duty teams. I did not know that was a thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm getting signed as prospects and all that shit. But all right, man, we could wrap this shit up since you've been on 19 podcasts today. I'm sure you're looking to, I don't know. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but
yeah, all good. I'm ready to go. That was good. That was a lot of fun. Good energy, good vibe. I think the people really like this one. So I was home by 3.
That was home by 3, guys. We appreciate you. Adios. Shout out to Optic Daltoosh, aka Dalton. Follow him.
Delferta.
Look his ass up. He'll be there. And